All right. Welcome everybody to the Titan Circle Forex Trading Study Group. It is Sunday, July 20th, 2025. This is an environment where we're here to learn about trading and to share our trade ideas or speculations. I'm an educator, not a financial planner. So anything discussed here is all for educational purposes and speculation. Phew. All right. So I believe, let me just make sure that if anybody decides to join, they can.
So
Uh,
you're using Forex instead of Saxo.
well, this one is a chart I marked up on Forex because it was, I just, I can use any chart I want. It doesn't matter. But I was doing it on Saxo, on Forex.com because you and I talked about Forex.com.
Hmm.
And it was a clean chart, so I only went with what was clean.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so I can do it on a wand. I can do it any one I want. It doesn't really matter to me. So, but yeah, I figured we'd go over what G-Money was talking about as far as marking up our chart and looking at our
Yeah,
previous.
he went over. Yeah, that was pretty good. I was waiting for the recording, but it hasn't come in yet.
Right. So I believe he was using this candlestick
The
here,
third, yeah, exactly. That's the
candlestick,
one he used. Yeah.
weekly high and low. So we can do the same thing here, previous weekly low.
So now you on the daily.
Oh, you're right. You know what? Oh, there we go. Good call.
Yeah,
So,
that's the one I used. Yeah, because it didn't go. It didn't go past that opening.
right. But as I was pointing out, this candlestick, this black candlestick is still not played out. This entire candlestick, and not only that, we have a basically a this BEC structure here
BEC. Yeah.
from the weekly. It's nothing I really would look at, but it is a ETM supply zone, on the
Yeah,
weekly.
yeah.
So I'm going to use that in conjunction with the previous weekly candlestick. See if we can find a way to execute and trade from either the top of the top of the zone, or which isn't too bad. If we measure that out, how many pips is that from here to here? Right now we're talking almost
$24.
$24, which is basically what, 2,400 pips, you know, or 240 pips or something like that.
Yeah, 240. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of pippage. There's still a lot of money to be made. So if he's using this candlestick, we can still, again, do what he does. And wrong one. Tool, right tool, wrong idea. So we're still banking on the bullish trend of the market, which I get. So we got this BEC that formulated. It made a little higher high. It reached the top, broke the top of the wick of this candlestick, which would have been the high. So if we traded it, the trade would have been from this entry level here. Whoops, wrong. Tool again. From here, yeah, to right about the top of this candlestick, which is right about there. Made our stop loss somewhere down here, and somewhere around there. And you would have like a 1.2%, we can make it a 2 to 1. That's what's so nice about the ETM candlesticks, 2 to 1. We're still going to we could still get there, because if you look at the impulse correction and the impulse, and we fit that, but we're not going to do that because that's just going to be way too confusing at this point. I don't want to confuse any more than you need to be. because we also got this rally-based rally structure
Right,
now.
right, yeah.
However, we did get a touch into it, so we had this nice little impulse correction.
Correction, impulse.
We haven't got the impulse because we did not get a higher. We didn't reach a higher high.
Right, right, got you.
So we don't have the impulse correction impulse. We only have the impulse and the correction. So yeah, it's been trading sideways for the last how many weeks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks. So there's two ways that this could play out. We could use this particular huge impulse, which is if you were looking at the weekly, would be here. That would be the true weekly impulse. We had the impulse, the correction down to the 618, and now we're stuck at the 236. Look at that. Right at the 236 level on the weekly for that particular impulse. Isn't that interesting? I'm going to mark this, call this as the 238, 23.8% on weekly impulse. Yeah, weekly. Pardon my spelling, but it's okay. So we can actually use this as our impulse, our weekly fib. And I'm going to bring this up to G because we could actually use this as well. I'm going to stick with that fib. I kind of like that better than picking the candlestick. Don't ask me why, but I believe it's going to be important. We had the impulse, we had the correction, so we had the go in, rally-based rally, got up, came back and hit the rally-based rally. So we closed this candlestick out. There's no gap there. You know what? I'm going to call that. I'm going to leave this as my weekly candlestick. I'm going to go instead of the previous weekly high, I'm going to call this the weekly impulse. Because that could change everything I'm looking at, you know? And then, oops, wrong one. Leave that there. But see how it, like, you can take it and look at it several different ways. Weekly impulse, we got the low. And we got the high. You know, and that's something I just thought about. You know, gold has been flaky, but look at what it has been doing. It has been behaving. Like I said, we're going to finish a pattern. We're still on the weekly timeline. We still haven't really made proper highs and lows. You know, although we've hit extensions, this is the only impulse where we haven't really got the correction on the impulse. So I'm going to use that as my starting point. But you can do this with any time frame, which is interesting. So on the weekly, I decided instead of just using a candlestick, I'm going to go with that whole impulse. And let's see if we come up with the same thing that Jim Money was talking about today. And I believe so, because if we take our weekly candlestick, the high of that previous weekly candlestick is right at the 236.
236, yeah.
Just above. This will be our previous weekly high. This is a previous weekly high. High. And if we do, let's see if we can do this right. Have the right one. There we go. So this is the candlestick. And if we're going to use this candlestick, it's a bearish candlestick. And that's on the Wanda. So when he jumped around, he did with Saxo. Saxo is the same thing. We got that downward trend. Look at that. And here we are. We're looking at that impulse correction. Got the impulse. We still haven't finished this. So we're basically looking at the same thing on the weekly time frame. Let me clear this out. So it doesn't matter what chart you look at, except for, and they're pretty close. There's really not much of a difference. Now let me put those side by side. We can take a look at them. Templates. There we go. Side by side. And here we'll put the Saxo and a Wanda. And we're on the weekly. And we're going to go with my grayscale. Oh, I don't like that one either. Sorry, guys. This is interesting. We can, I know I have, oh, Titan circle. There it is. There's close enough. I like the black and white candles over the, but look at how close they are. And let me get rid of this side panel. There's really not much of a difference. We got the impulse, same impulse, the same candlestick pattern, identical. So this can work. And I'm digging this, this playing this one impulse. Price is different. As I said, we're trying to get back to 3,500, 3,500. And same thing here, same thing. So the prices are pretty close for there and pretty close for there. So they're not too bad and too much of a difference. I believe that's the all-time high as well. And it's all-time high. So anytime you hit the all-time highs, it's always going to jump around. So I'm going to use this fib. Do you matter which chart I use? Wanda or Saxo? Does it matter? You guys can pick. Because to me, it doesn't matter. Well, that being the case, I'm going to go with just the Wanda. So this is the fib I'm going to utilize. This one right here for this particular weekly impulse. I don't like that. Let's think about that. And like I said, look at where the 2-3 is on the impulse. And I think G Money was pointing out the same thing. Price is stuck by the 236 of his weekly impulse as well. Because if you fib just this one candlestick, just like I said, and what, since they look identical, I'm going to bring out the Saxo. So say we just fib this one candlestick. And we stretch it out just a little bit. That's where the opening is, right at the 236. So really, there's no difference between what he fibbed and what I fibbed. And it ends up being that same. Now, if we put them side by side again, and the Wanda one, wasn't there? Where's my chart? Don't tell me I lost it already. There's a Saxo. What happened to my other chart? Oh man, I don't like that, guys. Sorry about that. Somewhere my chart's missing. This is a weekly. Now it doesn't matter. It's still basically going to show the same thing. There's my weekly impulse. And price is stuck at the 236. Same thing. Hey, David. Would you mind muting? Let me mute you real quick. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. So anyways, we're talking about the fib and where to put your fib on. And we looked at two things. We looked at fibbing just the one candlestick, like G Money showed up this morning. Price opening is at the 236. And I fibbed this entire weekly impulse, this rally-based rally here, from low to high up here at this impulse and retracement. We're still at the 236 level. So when you're talking about where you want to set your indicator, where you want to set your fibs, especially on a weekly, either one will work, but you got to pick one direction. You just got to pick one candlestick or one swing, and wherever you see as your high to low or low to high, it doesn't matter whether it's one candlestick or where it's just this push from here to here. And if we decide to really push that Fibonacci down to about there, we're still above the 236, not at, I mean, we haven't even really hit the zero. So you can look at anywhere from a low to high. You can look at this as your low. Get my little dots. We can look at this as our low. Let's see. We can look at this as a low. Look at this as a low. And it doesn't matter. Whatever you pick as your low, you can even take this one at the impulse, the correction, but we still can't make this a fib from here to here because it still hasn't broken this particular swing from here to here. So there's several ways you can look at this. And hey, so Ron, when you're working on your charts, what do you look at?
Yeah, I go from low to high or high to low, try to find that impulse, that N wave or whatever, but that impulse.
Mhm.
Usually it's easy to see on the box system. When you're looking at the box system,
Right.
you can easily identify it.
Swing
But I
at it.
usually go with the last, like you that I usually go with the last, um, what do you call it? That support area up there, that last one, that
This up
low.
here?
No, on the Saxo where you had the dot. See, I usually go to that one right there. I usually go with that last to, yeah, that's the one I usually go with.
That's the impulse.
Yeah,
Right.
I
And I
usually go
like
with
that
the last one.
impulse. That's kind of what I was going for.
Yeah,
I do like this low to high, and it makes a lot of sense to me. Let me make sure it's there. And then I can move it over again.
and
So,
that's what G Money always. I look for the last impulse. That's all I look for, the last impulse.
right. So if we're looking for the last impulse, it'd be this. Right. This is the last impulse. This right here. And we can even, if we want to, so this is our last impulse. I like it. And it doesn't like to go smaller than that. So, like I said, or you could use the candlestick. And I think for our, for like I said, it's all educational purposes. Either way, either system you use, whether it's G Money's one candlestick, because he looked at the fib on this one candlestick alone, right here.
But I like using the one counter because it's simple. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's very simple. I
It's
do it a lot,
simple,
especially
yeah.
on news.
Well, the problem with the simpleness of it, and this is what is where my mind goes. If I'm going with the simplest, the candlestick, I still have to say this black candlestick is the controlling candlestick. because it has, for one, it hasn't, it did make a lower low, but we do have a higher high. But knowing morning stars and evening stars, right here is a good example. We got the impulse, we got the kind of like the doji candle there,
Right. And then you got
impulse
the evening
down.
star. Yeah.
Exactly. So we got like an evening star forming there, which could bring the market down. So either way, we got to get past the 236 on either, because if you look at it from the impulse, we're below the 236. And that means price is not going to be, is still going to continue to go down a little bit. And I think it will. I think we're going to come back and touch the 786 zone at some point. This is the
Yeah,
area, this
you
is
got an
what
ETM candle. Yeah. You got an
I'm,
ETM candle there.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
that's why,
rally base rally.
yeah. And since we're at all-time highs, I also believe at some point we need to have the pressure valve released. In other words, we need to have some kind of a big pullback at least, you know, because like I said, this is an impulse correction, and we still haven't had another impulse. And taking my other favorite fib, let me just hide this one. Let me just hide that a bit, and we'll get this. Let me get it. Move my chart around a bit because I need a bigger monitor. I think I need a whole wall to cover it, you know? All right, so we'll hide that fib right now. All right, cool. So I forgot where I was heading with that. Um, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah. No, I'm still looking for retracement. We got this BEC here going down. We do have the other BEC where turnaround is going up. Kind of came back and touched it, and it should technically keep going up. However, all the resistance is at our on either chart is going to be our all-time high here. Our all-time high is what's going to keep price at bay. So it's going to take a little bit of momentum to break that all-time high. Okay. So that's pretty much that. Even if we took this candlestick, this last candlestick, as G Money is pointing out, which I don't mind, it's not a bad deal. So this is our range we're looking for. This will be the low. If we're still looking bullish, I'd be looking for this low and use this area as my fib going up. But I could be wrong. That's why I like the entire swing or the one candlestick. Because the one candlestick system isn't that bad either. Because you can take the one candlestick, fib it up to here.
Yeah, it makes it simple, the one candlestick.
Right. The challenge comes for is when so that's our one candlestick. And like I said, we're at all-time highs. So this is where now we got to go down to the lower levels. Where we go look at the daily. So I'm gonna start looking at daily. Right here at the 236, we got in between, we got a kind of a rally-based rally going there, but it's not a real pretty one. I don't think it's a very good. And we've
So
got
we don't fib the daily. We just start with the weekly. That's basically
we
where you
just start
start
with the
fibbing.
weekly,
The
correctly.
weekly, yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
So and I always just want to keep my weekly. So I'm gonna close this one chart. We're gonna go into 1 hour and use the stack. So like I said, it doesn't matter which candles, which one you use, just pick one. Like I said, if I'm gonna do two on markups today, I'm gonna do one using what G Money came up with and show you how he came about it.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Because I'm waiting on that from him. I need to go over that
Right.
again.
So this is his previous weekly high. But you know me, I'm never satisfied with just that, Ron. Yeah.
I, I got you.
And Dave, I know you also like this kind of
Now he
stuff.
usually drop down to the 4 hour
You
and
can do
does
that
this.
too. I can do that as well. You
What's
know,
so if you
so
go
what
to
on the
weekly,
low is let me get that set because I don't have that particular template. Do I have that template set up? HTF sessions. I think this one is my sessions template. So I got my sessions, and we go down to the 4 hour. There's the there's the 4 hour. There's the 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the kind of like the daily highs and lows. And make sure I got the right one. Let me double check the settings. This is the weekly. All right, so yeah. So let's see. Isn't that
so you
interesting?
have to use the sessions when you're going dropping down to the 4 hour. You just can't use the candle to do the fib, but you have to use the
I could
sessions.
use a fib, but here's the session. Here's the week. Is this impulse from here to here? See it? How it
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
lines up.
Hmm.
So this is the week here. This blue box. I don't know why it looks so funky that way.
Well, you haven't set it up like G Money, I don't think.
I don't think I do either. Um, I don't know why I don't have mine should be set up identical to his. I don't know why it's not. I'm not sure
So the
why.
colors, the blue is the bullish and the red is the. So how you change that? Well, that's long boxes and short boxes. That's how you
The
change the
long box
colors.
are blue, and so you can
Okay,
change if you want a
change
long
it there.
box,
Okay, okay,
green,
got it. That way you know bullish and bearish.
right?
Okay, gotcha.
So, so this is bluish, which is fine. Like I said, it doesn't matter which ones you use. Long box, short box, but I don't know why. What's the daily? Okay, there we go. Daily, and this one is the weekly. That still looks weird. I don't like that. This is the weekly amount of candlesticks, but there's something wrong with my high low. So that's why I went the old school way.
Go away. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong if you just deal. My thing is, you're not wrong. You just deal with the candles itself. You don't have to go to the box system, do you?
No, the box system won't show up until let me get
If
my
I drop down to the 4 hour, do I have to use the box system or can I just use the four
I
hour
don't use the
candles?
box system normally on a 4 hour. You can. I think it will work.
But if I just use the candle, that's still the same thing. I mean, it's to me, it's
Well,
easier to look at the candles
the boxes will only show up on the 1 hour.
in the 4 hour. I know he had it
I
set
said
for the
his
four
showed up
hour.
on the 4 hour. He changed his settings. Mine's on the 1 hour and the 5 minute.
Oh, okay.
See, and it doesn't show up on any
Well,
other
not the box system, but what I was talking about, the higher time frame candle, that system that you were just
That's what I was
looking at.
trying to get to work here. And for some reason, there's the weekly, but I think that's the weekly settings. This is the 1 week.
So what did you do before he started using those intervals with the higher time frame candles, sessions and box? What did you use before that? We just used the
Oh,
candles, right?
I think so. Candle boxes. I think this is what you use. Oh, there they are, the candle boxes. Okay, cool. There we go. That's now I know. I just
Yeah, that looks like Gmail. Yeah.
right. So here's your weekly. There you go. Right. So now when I go to do the daily, just the candle boxes, and I don't need to show up. So it should show up in there somewhere. Yeah, well, doesn't matter. As long as we got the weekly, we're cool.
So if you fib in the weekly on that,
So that's
it's
this week this fib right here. That's this gray fib here.
right, right.
It's my
Okay,
week,
now.
high and low. Like I say, you can get as close to it as you want. Like I say, you make it as thin as you want or as thin as you can. I don't know how steady your hand is. I just move it over like just one or two
Yeah, okay.
with arrow keys on my dash keyboard. That's on the one
Okay.
hour. That's
So
the
I see
weekly.
what you did. That makes sense. So you use the candles from the beginning, the candlestick, and then you just drop down to the 4 hour and just went from
Right.
low to high with the fill.
But check this out though.
Okay,
Look
I got you.
at the 1 hour impulse. It's at our weekly low, previous weekly low, and didn't even get to negative 0.18.
Hmm.
And here we are at the 236. This is what G Money was talking about earlier. So here you take your horizontal line, you line up with your 236.
236.
Come on, baby. There you go. Make it red, pretty. I'll make it a little thicker. And we'll call it the 236 on the weekly. 3% weekly.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you can work with that as well. So that's what he was doing. So and now if you even go to the 1 hour, the one doing 1 hour, just doing the 1 hour fib, I don't see the point because the 1 hour fib is really not that much different.
But that's what I was asking him this morning. You got all, you putting all these fibs on.
Right.
Uh,
So
so you fib in the box.
so if I fib the box, just think about this. Here I am fibbing the box because this is going to be our previous, I guess still this is the 1 hour on our previous weekly. So this is the 1 hour. We haven't even started. And price is below the 236.
Below the 236, but it's right at the 236 on the 4 hour.
Correct. So if you notice the difference, and that's what I was trying to point out, it's like either way, it could be right. Because we're all right now, all systems are pointing high for bullish, except let me get the SMT settings. Let me make sure we got the engine going. There we go. So right now we're looking bullish on a 5 minute and a 1 hour,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. I'm thinking that. I get it. However, you go to if I just this is where now remember how I fibbed the 5 minute the 204 box, which is basically this is where over fibbing gets to be a little nuts. So we can get rid of the um, prices. We can make this one a little skinnier. We can get rid of these get rid of the prices. So now we have the 5 minute, which is okay. So this 17 boxes are 5 minute box. And like
Okay,
Money
gotcha.
did, and this is going to be our 5 minute fib. I'm just going to move it over here. I'm going to make this one. See what I'm going to do. Background, and background, one color, blue. Oh, I don't like that blue. I like that blue a little better. Yeah, and whatever. And then my 236 is always going to be red.
Red.
Okay. So same with this one. So look at where price is at right now. It's sitting at the 382. And we still got the 618 on the 5 minute. It can come back here and because right now we're still looking at the pullback. And notice the 204 on the 1 hour is sitting right at the 618 or just above the 312 or 382 on both the weekly and the 1 hour. So yeah, there's a good chance that we could come back and play this 50 or 618. I think somebody mentioned the 618. So you could even have a buy right here. Whoops, wrong tool. Have a long position waiting for you. I'd still go with the 236 weekly because price is above it at the moment. And just take it to the high. Making your low down here. Just to oh, there's a 204. So just make it just below the 204. You're still talking about a one-to-one trade. Or you can take it to the high. So we could look at a trade similar to that, that could work, or come back down and bring it down to the 50%, right about there. But still, it's not a bad deal because once this hour passes here, this 52 box will drop like a rock. Look at the difference of that. That's going to just drop hugely to this level. And right now, even though, and then once this candlestick close gets past that, the 17 is going to jump up. So we're going to still have that configuration. However, it might be also the opportunity for the market to switch positions because at 204, it's got still a long way to go before that 204 on midpoint line changes. So we're still looking bullish, but let's just shimmy down to 2 minutes. Set the charts. There's a 2 minute warning. And see that it's playing right there to 2382, right at the 2 minute. And it's still looking bearish on the 2 minute, even though the 5 minute is looking bullish. However, the 17 is already pushing down. The 52, when it gets past here, in how many minutes is that? So once we get past, so basically in about 2.5 hours, we're going to start seeing a shift in the 204 box where the midpoint is going to keep going higher. But in the meantime, the midpoint is going to go higher on the 52, and the 17 is going to stay low. So what will that mean for us? It could mean that we're going to see a shift in the bearish direction to continue the pullback to this level. So we're looking for a pullback to about there. Whoop, wrong one. Right about there, which is still around the 618 or 50 on the 5 minute box. So yeah, that is two ways of looking at it. So we can make, like I said, this bring them closer together. And that one. Now, what line is this? I forgot which one we did on this one. Is this the 1 hour? Oh, that's where I want to put it. So this is the 1 hour 236. 23%. So yeah, look at that. We can go several ways, and it's also the 5 minute 2-3. So there's a lot of the 2-3-6 on the 5 minute as well. So we got this on the 1 hour and the 5 minute. Pretty close. So, and there we're stuck in between these two ranges. Which one's going to dominate? You know, is it going to be the 5 minute going to dominate? You know, because price is below the 2-3-6 on the 5 minute. However, it's still pointing. It's even though it shows bullish. Trust me, this is going to change. This I'll show you. Like I said, I love drawing my tiny little boxes. Again, this is for educational purposes, and we're going to educate ourselves. All right, so let me just get this box put on. Let's see. So we're calling this one red because it's bearish. Red. Okay. So this, yeah, because the 52 is definitely bearish. Let me put a midpoint on there. Okay. So there's the 52 box, even though it's colored blue. And notice also a change of momentum because this one is gray, the 17. See that? 17 is uh, um, gray. So we're going to have that. That's an indicator saying that the market's going to, it's kind of like an equilibrium zone. It's kind of stuck. It's about to change directions, but we don't know which way. However, we do know which way. We're going to clone this box. We're going to measure it against the 17, or yeah, 17 box. So right now, there's a 17 box. How did I shift? There you go. So right now, that's where price is at. And as this one keeps shifting down to the next level, then we're going to see it come down to this level. Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, right about there. In the meantime, this one's going to push up, eventually going to be up here. And as this gets down to like this level, like right about there, they'll be even. So at some point, the 52 and 17 are going to be at the same levels, which to me indicates that we're going to have that shift in the market. It's going to pick a direction. Now, this one's the 17 is pointing bullish. It's showing bullish, while the 52 is showing bearish. Overall, the 1 hour is still showing the bullish trend. So yeah, we're going to be stuck somewhere right around here. So an entry could even just go for, so we got 296, but we're at almost 300 pips. You get 4,500. So we could still go down. So down from here, where prices at currently. From here, another 100 pips for $10 is about 33.40. Okay. Or it can go the other direction. So we're talking about 33.40. Where is that? 33.40. Target. Hit. Okay. That's going to make that target. Make it blue. That will make it blue. So we're going for this target, or we can go 100 points in the other direction and go from here. Let's see where we're going to go. So from here up 100 pips. Oh, all right. From here to here, 33.60. Okay, so I'm going to take another one and put it here at 33.60. Right about there. Target. Bullish. Bullish target. If I can spell right. And this one will be, where's my other target? Target down here is bearish. So, we got we got a pretty good range of where price could go just based on the normal trend, so, but when we get up in the morning, doing the New York session, that number is going to change, and so is the position. So as it stands right now, we have two targets to look at. The top target, which is going to be right our bullish target, and our bearish target. So if price makes it below the weekly 236, so if it stays above this, I'm looking for entries here. What is stop loss? Somewhere around here, which works for me. And then making my take profit right about there. This is called range trading. So now to do the long and short of it, I do another trade similar, go down to the mark down there, take my stop loss to about this level, and that would be my range trade. And the only reason why I say that is because it literally is between two levels of 226s, which are strong support and resistance levels. And the one to break first would be, my guess would be the 1 hour, And the other way to play this too is play it from here to our previous weekly high. There's several ways you can play a range. I'm always playing from the top and the bottom, and I just work my way back and forth. So that's how I trade a range. Other people may do it differently. That's just what I look for. So there's my forecast for at least tomorrow anyway. Any questions? Does all this make sense?
Yeah, but when you could start talking about the dropping of the box and this box 52, I get it. I haven't gotten that yet, but the more I listen to it, eventually it'll come around.
Well, I see it, just so innately. It's just like I don't really think about it. So I don't have to really think about it. I can see it in my brain,
Mm.
which
One day
is,
I'll get to that point.
yeah, well, once you do it enough times, they say once, like even at the beginning of the ETM candles, once you learn the basics, eventually the advanced techniques will start showing up. Like when I see Elliott waves, or I'll see harmonics, and the only thing that's convincing me that this could be a truly continue going bearish, bullish is if we definitely get past this target. Because if we don't get past this zero on the 5 minute, because we can even take it to the zero on the 5 minute, the zero of this box, put it there at the high end, and that's where I put my high and my low. I can make the low the bottom of the 52, keeping my range trade the same. So going down to the 5 minute levels, let's just move some stuff over.
But if you fib in the 1 hour and then you got the 1, 2, 3, so you go from low to high, and then you're looking at the field on the pullback, what you got the
Right,
382, the 50, and the 618. So you're looking for some of those areas for it to pull
right.
back.
Yeah, I'm looking
Uh,
for the pullback. You're right. So if I were really trading this and the way just using the box system, my entry would be
yeah,
at 50 on the 5 minute and
right,
taking
okay.
it up to zero, or I would be taking it from the like if it decides to go below this 236 or this target on uh the week the
But
this is the 1 hour. Yeah, this is the 1 hour fib right
the
here.
blue is the 1 hour. Isn't the blue? Okay, go ahead. I'm
The
sorry.
blue is
Yeah,
a 5 minute because it's
5 minutes.
based on the 17 box here.
Right, right. Okay.
So on this one is the 1 hour. So let me just change that can. That also look.
Now, now go back to
That
the go
also
back. I
look.
got a quick question. You go back. Okay, you look at that 17 box.
Mm-hmm.
You got the impulse, and then you look at correction.
All right, let me just get my 236 to
Yeah.
use here.
Okay.
Ah, I can't believe it's missing. There we go. So what were you asking now?
Okay, so when you go, that 17 box, you got your impulse, then you got your correction. So if
Mm-hmm.
you put your fib on that, it seemed
That's
like to
what this
me that
right here is. That's this move right here. So
okay, so
that's the
that to
move
me
I'm
would
looking
be the
for.
move that I would be looking for. I mean, I'm
Right.
just
I'm either looking for price to come to there or at least come to here, which is a 50%, which
okay.
it has to break this. But to be honest with you, I'd be looking for this to be an entry as well. I could also see this as an entry, take it down to about there, and take it back up to the zero. That's another entry, because it right there is your BEC,
BC, yeah,
1 hour.
exactly. Then you
So,
got a rally base rally there too.
exactly. Well, yeah. So yeah, the BEC, and then you got the rally base rally above it. But what's keeping price up right now is this rally base rally is
Rally
keeping
base rally.
price okay. Although we have this gap here, which I love fair value gaps. And they drive me crazy sometimes, but they're important sometimes. We got the fair value gap right here. Fair value gap on the 1 hour. Yep. That's my 1 hour fair value gap. So I'd be at least looking for an entry somewhere in
Within
here,
50% of that, yeah.
percent of that, and then I'd be taking the low of that. And even if whoops, I don't want to do that. And then I can take profit to the extensions, which is right there, which is the previous weekly high, which is where my target is set for. I'm really looking for a price to come back and touch the previous weekly high. We've attempted the previous week. Oh, is that you? What were you drawing there, Ron? Was that you?
No, no, I didn't draw anything.
Oh, is that Dave?
I
Yeah,
might be short.
Yeah, show me
yeah,
what you
that's
got,
me,
Dave.
bro.
What were you saying?
Yeah, that was me. Sorry, I was just looking at this fair value. We have another imbalance somewhere down here.
Oh, down here? Oh, this huge
Yeah.
bad boy? Not what I wanted to call it, but yeah, this huge bad boy. I've been
Mhm.
looking at that as well. but we got to get past this one first.
Yeah.
And right now, it already, if you look at it closely, it's already, it touched it once. It should touch it again. But the only thing that's telling me that we could shift directions, we got this big bearish impulse,
Yeah.
a bullish impulse rather. So we got the impulse. We have a correction at the 17 box on
You
the
got 2, 3,
hour,
6 weekly. Yeah.
or 5 minutes. So it already came back. It pulled back already to the 50. So if you fib just this one impulse, it pulled back the major impulse. We pulled it back to pretty much the 50 on the second candlestick, but we haven't hit it yet. So yeah, so that fair value gap down here is still a fair game,
And then the 2, 3, 6 weekly is holding it up, right?
Right now the 236 weekly is holding price up, and the 236 on the 1 hour is keeping price down.
Right. So it's caught in between.
And it's stuck in between. It's really stuck in between. So it's been ranging for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7 hours actually. So what's going to happen is now the Asian session is going to determine a lot. Is this Asian session going to equalize the zone, which it normally does? So we could see a little bit lower drop when the Asian session starts. However, what has me concerned on the 5 minute, come back to the 5 minute, we are pretty much at the 236 of the 236 of the weekly. So I'm thinking, even right there, this is enough to keep price at bay. And we zoom in, we see these last candlesticks here. There's a BEC right at that level, a 5 minute BEC that could keep price up. And the 50 of the 204 is just right above that fair value gap. And there's a rally-based rally right at the edge of that. See it?
Yeah.
So yeah, we could come back, and I'm hoping to see. So I would take this move it up here. If we get lucky, I'm looking for at least to come back, test this area, maybe come back and test this, give this shot, at least maybe to here. And I'm actually thinking we might see this move. That's one thing I'm looking at. Because it's a range that, based on the pip count and the average per day, like 400 to 500 pips, we're already at 300 on the time scale. So we're looking for 100 pips one way or the other. So yeah, I can see that. Or I'm looking for this. If we go bullish, I'm looking for this move. Come up to here, be tested about here to take it up there. That's what I would like to see. So, but we'll see. We'll see. We got two ways of looking at this. We're either going to go bullish or bearish. Which one we don't know. But I have a feeling this range is going to play a big hand in whatever it does, the market does. So,
Awesome. So Dan, I just had a question about the box system, yeah?
Go ahead.
So I'm seeing the 2 minutes is bearish, 5 minutes is bullish, and the 1 hour. So when does the 5 minute turn bearish?
The 5 minute will turn bearish when the 52 midpoint gets below the when the 52 gets below the blue 204.
204.
Oh, okay. So it will turn when price maybe it's coming down, it's when it's pushing that midpoint below.
Right. So
Okay.
So right now we're getting this. We had this big impulse. Now we're getting the correction. We should see the correction hit the 50 usually, which is pretty much right at the base, right at this level of the fair value gap. So somewhere in this area, we may see price hit and then go the other way. However, if it goes, so if I'm going, so this is my bullish forecast. In fact, I'll even redo this one. So bullish, I'm looking for, I can get rid of these little boxes already right now. So if we're going to go bullish, I at least want to see, I really do want to see this come back down here. So I really want to see this pull back to here.
Mhm.
And maybe put my entry somewhere right around there, which is basically the 50 of the, yep, right there, the 50 of the, that's my 50%, yep, the 50. Come back, touch the 50, and then take it to the previous weekly high, or my bullish target, leaving my fair value and leaving that as a stop loss. That's one trade. And then if it goes the other direction, my bearish, I'm looking for the trade right where I have it, leaving that same stop loss, and then taking my trade down to the at least to negative 786 or down to this zone. So somewhere like that. But if I'm going bullish, my total goal for bullish trend is I want to hit the previous weekly high. That's my target, is the previous weekly high. Or I'm looking for this fair value gap down here. Like I said, there's a couple ways to play this. So this would be, I'll do that. TP1, TP1. TP2. Two. Yeah, right, Dan. Two. Go that way. And then if we go the other direction, we got TP1. Oh, that's fine. I'll drag them both. TP1 will be here. And TP2 will be down here. Boom. Boom. All right, makes sense.
Is this for tonight?
That's what I'm looking at for going into the week. Let's see what the so let me post this. Oh, and I'm changing where I'm storing my videos from now on. I have my own YouTube channel, and I'm gonna put everything on my own YouTube channel from now on. So let me share this link. I'll put it in our chat group, our study group.
So you're saying this is for the week, not
I'm
tonight?
saying just to start out. This is what I'm looking for, just starting for tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So starting for tomorrow, I'm looking for this at least a pullback, at least this level, and then continue up. Or if it goes here and fails and turns around and goes to the south, I'm looking for levels to come down to here. That's all. It's kind of 786 would be a TP1. So I think when G Money did this, he had another level called the 1272. Yeah. 1.272. See how it falls right in the middle of that fair value cap?
Mm.
No. That's interesting. You can take it to the extensions one way or the other. And even this one, if you catch it at the 236 here, either way I'm playing, you can play off the 236 either direction. So
Dan, can you
Yeah.
you put the price
you want me to put the
or
price?
the line? Yeah, because I'm in and out trying to do this stuff here.
Do you
And
want the prices on my fib, you mean?
the when you're saying where the take profit and the
Oh, take profit.
so,
Okay.
yeah.
Let's see if I can get the prices. Let me see. TP2 will be 33 copy. Uh, Control V. Okay, like, oh, did it take?
Change the colors.
It should be black in the text box. Ah,
Move this thing, no.
didn't like it. That's great. Oh, there it goes.
It has a button for price.
No, I'm talking about putting it in my box. TP2.
Oh,
So I'm just saying, so TP1 will be something like that. There's the price I'm looking for.
yeah, that's good.
All right, TP1 will be there. Okay, there we go. Make that bigger so you can see it. Okay. And if we go the other direction,
So all yours gonna be on your YouTube channel. You
yeah,
said
yeah. And I'll put a link in that in all of the study groups. So you got to put all the last few videos and these last three videos I'm putting on my own YouTube channel, and I'll get a link to all that in the study group area. So we're all on the same page from now on, because trying to keep mine separate now from G Money's, because I'm starting to build my own platform. As an author, my book should be I should have it out by the end of this year. That's my goal. I'm working with a publishing company right now. It's very in tune with the trading mindset. It's called Write, Pray, Surrender.
right. You said bright
Right.
or right?
P-E, right? Pray, pray,
Trade.
pray, P-R-A-Y,
Oh, right. Pray.
and then the last word is surrender.
Right. Pray. Surrender. Okay.
3 steps for connecting with your higher self. And it's about your higher self is closer than you think. All it takes is a pen, a prayer, and a courage to surrender and to let go.
You go, boy.
I know, right?
That's awesome.
Let's see.
All right, then.
33, 31, 84. Copy that. And I'll put that in there. Control V. So boom, these are the trades I'm looking for. So basically these are G Money's. So intraday, yeah. So within the next 24 hours, I'm looking for these 2 moves. God only knows which way they're gonna go. I was gonna look at the news next. So before we go anywhere, let me check the news. Factory.com for tomorrow. We have only 9 a.m. It's a yellow, nothing.
Are you
Tuesday,
sharing the screen?
I'm sorry. Sorry. I
Oh.
thought I was sharing. Let me share that screen. Okay, gotcha. I thought I was sharing. Duh. There we go. Now we go. So here is
Yeah.
tomorrow. We've got no new. Let's see. Tomorrow is the 21st. We got only at 9 a.m., but it's really nothing. That's
Right.
showing
Yellow
up.
folder.
It's yellow.
Appreciate that.
And Tuesday we have Richmond and Powell speaks at 7:30 in the morning on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
Share that chart then.
It's called forexfactory.com.
You
I'll
shared it for us,
I'll
Factor?
put forexfactory.com. I'll copy that and I'll paste it into our study group. There it is. I just put the link in there.
Let me see something.
It's
And
called
I hope
forexfactory.com.
Oh Lord, damn it.
That's all right.
Uh,
And you can filter it out too. I can go next time we'll go through a class on this where I can filter out red, like I can get rid of all the yellow folders if I want to. So Tuesday looks like a big day.
Can you do me a favor and shoot me that link where I can find, because I'm full of paint and everything over here.
Where do you want me to send it to? What text message?
Yeah, you can text it to me either way. Text it to me, or yeah.
WhatsApp it to you? Doesn't matter. I can text it to you.
Just say send request. Okay. Well, I got all I see is the
Me?
text, everything.
As
Whatever.
far as I can totally text that to you.
Okay, I appreciate it.
I just gotta find you somewhere in my 10,000
I
text.
clicked on chat and it's not in chat.
It's in chat. It's underneath my chart, but I'll text it to you as well.
Yeah, let me see. There's the screen. The screen got the.
So it's in the WhatsApp study group. It's also in the, I just texted it to you on your cell phone.
Okay, great. Stuff on me good.
Right. So yeah, so definitely Tuesday, we got some news to look forward to at 7:30 and 9 a.m.
Hey, Tuesday, we got a wedding anniversary.
Oh, hey, all right. Let's see,
And
how many years?
Oh, 39.
39,
Ooh.
congratulations.
okay.
Thank you.
I only made it 31, so good for you guys.
Oh, you made it 31. That was still good.
Not for lack of trying. All right. Looks like I got take this call, but I'll stop the recording. Let me tell my son.